We are now jumping into a brine project. I just wanted to mention something. When in the previous talks they were talking about penetration of electric cars and so on. The Nemaska project we just heard of, and these projects, which are in terms of lithium carbonate equivalent about the same size, you need one of these mines, total production, to electrify 1% of the world cars, 1%. So you need, if you're going to do 100% electric vehicle penetration, you need 100 projects like this. Oops, there you go. Our project is located in the southern end of the lithium triangle. It's a pure brine project. You can see here different salars. For each salar, which is basically a portion of salt, which is porous salt and sediments where the lithium brine, which is a liquid, is located. In each one of these projects or mines, you have at least 2 companies working in one salar, sometimes 2 mines or 1 mine and 1 project in operation. We are the only company that hosts or owns an entire salar. This project was discovered very recently, as a matter of fact, December 2015. I'm going to show you what we have done in 2.5 years. We have mining permits, surface permits, environmental permits, so the project is really fully permitted. What you see here is the salt or salt flats, and what you see in black or blue are actually lakes. But these lakes, as you see here, are not freshwater lakes. They are brine, lithium, high-grade brine lakes. So this is an ore body. This is not water. But don't get wrong, this is only 2% of the resource. The rest of the resource is under the ground or inside the salar, which is actually sodium chloride, extremely porous. What you see here are hot springs. These hot springs are feeding lithium brine into the lithium lake. And in the lake, the brine continues to evaporate. So somehow you could say that it's a recyclable mineral deposit, but it's not exactly like that because we would mine much faster than the lithium will get in. What you see here is the salar, now seen from the north, from the lake to the south, and you can see all this area where basically the brine is barely popping out, like it's basically on surface. And this area is very important to create evaporation and, of course, increase the grade. So what we have done here is, in the previous year, 2016-17 campaign, we got in and we did 11 drill holes and 13 rotary wells, and we estimated a first resource. That first resource, just for summary reasons, are 2 million tons at 616 milligrams per liter, or if you take into account the southern lower grade part of the deposit, 3.5 million tons at 567. These actually are very high grade results. That mineral deposit that we found is actually in the upper 100 meters from surface. With that information in hand, we here analyze the chemistry of the information. This is very important when you're analyzing a brine deposit. The higher impurities produce higher operational cost. Our project is located at the lowest end of the impurities, meaning it's actually the brine project with less impurities worldwide, which actually allow us 2 important things. First, has easy processing, and second, low use of consumables, which actually allow us to lower the operational cost. Projects that are very high in impurities become many times uneconomic. With this information in hand, we did initial engineering work, which is a preliminary economic assessment, that basically has the ponds here in the salar and transporting 100 kilometers the brine in trucks into a plant to be built here where there is a city, Fiambala, and this where the lithium carbonate is produced. That provides the evaluation of this project of $1.2 billion with an internal rate of return of 27.9% and less than 2 years payback period. So on that, an excellent project. So the operational cost would be actually one of the lowest of the world. And it's actually the lowest if you take into account that Chilean producers are hit by a super royalty that double their operational cost. So what we did after that, in the next season, we went back and did a seismic geophysics that actually identified more brine at depth. We drilled double the amount of drilling that we did in the first season, and with that, we obtained these results. In these results, what you see here, this northern part, the best drill hole ever drilled for brine in Argentina, which is 100 meters with 1,400 milligrams per liter lithium. Those grades are unknown of any place in the world other than Atacama, which is currently the largest world producer. On top, we continue drilling, of course, to the south. All the drill holes intercepted the brine, and more importantly, as we went down, that is down depth, the grade increased. For the sake of the example, in the previous year, we drilled 300 meters. We got close to 400 milligrams per liter in this hole. And this year, we drilled 540 meters. We got 500 milligrams per liter. When I'm reading like that, 500 meters with 500 milligrams per liter is the average of the 500 meters. So the brine goes from surface down all the way to 500 meters. But at depth, that is below 300 or 400 meters, we have this aquifer that is what's called artesian. That means the brine come out from depth without any pumping. The lithostatic pressure of the deposit allows the brine to flow. That productive is this brine, this salar. Basically, the brine pops on surface, as we have seen it popping on surface in those lakes and on those surface on top of the salar. Here we see our brine actually flowing naturally without any energy put into the flow. So what we have done in terms of development, we not only are moving the project forward in terms of geology. What you see here is our current camp that includes not only a 360 days open camp, but also the laboratories and all the engineering offices that are required to do the metallurgical studies. In brines, all the studies are done on site because you are using evaporation, that is, you are using the environment to actually process the brine. What you see here is one of the largest pilot pond systems in Argentina that actually contains, in this case, a string of 9 ponds, and the string of these 9 ponds at the end produce this brine. This brine, 3.8% concentrated brine, is actually the difficult part in all lithium projects, okay? When you are evaluating lithium projects, be sure that people were able to actually concentrate the brine. This is the most difficult part because usually the lithium get lost before you actually get to concentrate, and that is the challenge or the problem of putting these projects in production. So in summary, we are on track time-wise and money-wise. We are here and we are actually completing our lithium carbonate production pilot plant will be before the end of the year. The new drilling that generated these super holes, really, I mean, with very high grade and deeper hole, will be issued next month, July, the final resource. So we are upgrading the resource. We will have more measured and indicated as well as it's going to be a bigger and higher grade resource. And, of course, we will put the pilot plant in place. So basically, I'm upstairs if somebody wants to chat more about this project. But in summary, 3Q projects from Neo Lithium is very high grade, the lowest impurities of any other brine project. Very strong results so far with an NPV of $1.2 billion. A very large resource We have 20 years of production here, but with the new drilling, we will actually expand that significantly, as long as probably increase the grade too. The process that we are using here is very simple, is proven. The low impurities allow us to have a very easy solution to production. We own 100% and is actually fully permitted. We have done this before. Actually, we created and founded Lithium Americas, which is now a company that 50% of the project is owned by SQM. So we have a lot of experience in brines. This is actually our second lithium discovery in Argentina. Thank you very much.